Good evening, Homeworks members. My name is Casey Phelan, and before we begin tonight, I wanted to cover our meeting protocol for tonight's event. First off, you should know that we can neither see nor hear you during this meeting, but we have worked very hard to make sure that you are still just as much of a part of tonight's proceedings as you would be at our in-person meetings. The only difference is that all interaction on your end must be completed using one of the three buttons located near the top right of your Zoom webinar screen. The first button is Raise Hand, and it will be used whenever voting occurs tonight. When prompted with all those in favor, raise your hand, please click this button to raise your hand if you are in support of the motion. The same goes when prompted with all those opposed, raise your hand. If you are opposed to the motion, you should click the raise hand button at that time to show your opposition. The next button, Chat, is for making motions and making comments. Whenever a vote comes up this evening and the speaker asks, "Can I get a motion?" please type "so moved" in the chat box if you would like to make the motion. When the speaker asks for a second, please type "second" into the chat box if you would like to second that motion. You can also use the chat box if you have a comment that you would like to make at any time during the meeting tonight. One thing we ask is that you do not ask questions using the chat button. Instead, if you have a question, please click on the Q&A button. This will bring up a box that allows you to enter a question and view the answers to your questions all in one place. Your questions may be answered via chat, which will show up in that box, or during the live Q&A portion of the program, which will be noted in the box as well. I will personally be monitoring your comments and questions tonight, and we will be sure to follow up with you after tonight's meeting if any of your questions are unable to be answered. Secondly, I hope you all have your bingo cards ready for tonight. Remember to play along during the meeting by listening for key words and topics and checking off any that you hear us discuss tonight. If you get a vertical, horizontal, or diagonal bingo, write the account holder's name and homework service address on the bottom of the card and return it to us by either placing a stamp on the card and putting it in a mailbox, or by sending a picture of it to the email address on the screen now. All those who turn in a winning bingo card will be placed in a raffle for one of 3 grand prizes, including 6 months, 4 months, or 2 months of free Homeworks Connect service at the connector package level. If you aren't connected to Homeworks Connect yet, we can instead apply an equivalent bill credit to your electric or propane account, but these options will be discussed with the winner when we call to notify you of your winnings. Please turn in your bingo card by May 26th to be entered into the raffle. Our winners will be announced and notified by May 28th. I also want to remind you that if you'd like, you can also follow along with some of the topics we discussed this evening in your digital district meeting booklet, which you should have received by email this afternoon. This helpful booklet can also be accessed at the address shown on the screen now. And lastly, be sure to stay logged on until the end of this meeting tonight so that you don't miss out on the prize drawings you're already entered into just by attending this meeting. Our prizes include a 55-inch smart TV, a robot vacuum cleaner, Homeworks bill credits, and many other exciting items, but you must be present to win, so please hang around. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this program as much as we have enjoyed putting it together. Now let's begin. To officially kick off tonight's meeting, here is your District 4 Director, Kimber Hansen.
Welcome to your first ever live stream virtual district meeting. I'm Kimber Hansen, and I represent our district on the Homeworks Tri-County Board of Directors. The past year has been a challenging one for all of us due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And obviously we're doing things differently here tonight. As a result, instead of gathering at Montebello High School for a sloppy Joe dinner, most of us are attending tonight from our own living rooms. Don't worry if you're in your comfy sweats, we can't see you. So get comfortable and settled in for a great district meeting. Now, like I said, I can't see your smiling faces tonight, which is disappointing. But if I had to guess, I'd say our virtual format has probably got a few new attendees for the first time. And welcome to our newcomers, if that is the case. It's always great to have new members become engaged with our co-op. Some of you who have attended in the past may know that our district includes members who reside in Montcalm County, just over 3,400 of the cooperative's 2,300 members receive service in our district. I am currently serving my third 3-year term as your District 4 Director, after being reelected last year, and I am honored to be in this position. Now, let me tell you that even with the pandemic affecting every aspect of our business, it has been a very busy and productive year here at HomeWorks. We have been investing a significant amount of time and capital into the hardening of our electric system, which is making our electricity even more reliable. In addition to that, we continue to grow our HomeWorks Connect fiber internet business while also maintaining other excellent services, including Tri-County Propane, our energy optimization program, and many more. CEO Chris O'Neill will tell you more about these exciting projects in his co-op update tonight. But we also have some co-op business to conduct this evening. In addition to electing your board of representative every 3 years, you also choose delegates to attend our annual meeting. Then the delegates elect district officers each May. They include our district chair, Lisa Johnson from Lakeview, who will conduct our brief business meeting in just a few minutes. Our district vice chair is Glenn Keebler from Six Lakes, and our secretary is Elaine Rossman from Lakeview. Thank you, Lisa, Glenn, and Elaine, for your service to our district. Even though I'm disappointed not to be able to meet with you all in person tonight, I am thrilled for this chance to speak to you tonight, and I'm excited for the opportunity this virtual format has given us to reach new members with this meeting. Having informed member owners makes HomeWorks a stronger cooperative. Now, the last time we had a district meeting was 2 years ago. We met in person. Last year, we had to forego the district meeting because of the rules of meeting and things of this order. But 2 years ago, I had stated to you that Mark Kapler was our CEO and that he was thinking of retiring in the near future. Little did I know how prophetic that was going to be, because in less than 6 months, Mark informed the board that he was going to retire. So we went through the process of finding a new CEO to lead our company. And through the process with the board, we wanted to make sure and get it right. And I feel, and the whole board does, feel that we got it right. And that person was Chris O'Neill. So, and I'd like to introduce you all from this district to our new CEO, Chris O'Neill.
Thank you, Director Hanson. District 4 members, I'd like to echo Director Hanson's sentiments in welcoming you to your first ever live streamed virtual district meeting. I'm Chris O'Neill. I took over as CEO in May of last year upon the retirement of Mark Kapler, as Kimber mentioned, and I want to say that it is my great privilege to serve you. Like Director Hanson, I too wish we could be meeting with you in person tonight, but I'm thrilled to have so many of you in attendance virtually. Our co-op depends on members like you who are willing to be involved and informed. We're very eager to update you on the exciting things that have been happening at HomeWorks over the past year in just a bit here tonight. Right now, I want to thank you, our members, for your part in the democratic control of your cooperative. Each of you have a voice and a vote in everything that we do at HomeWorks, and I appreciate that you have selected such good leaders to run your district meetings, serve as your nominating committee, and represent you on our board of directors. Kimber and his 6 fellow board members provide insightful leadership throughout the year that we all truly value. Now, Memorial Day is coming up in just a couple of weeks, and I want to take a moment to thank those of you who are veterans, as well as the families of those currently serving. Please know that your service is appreciated by everyone here at HomeWorks. As Director Hanson mentioned, I know we have several first-time district meeting attendees logged on tonight. We're so happy to have you, as well as you members who have been attending your district meetings for years. For the newcomers, I thought it might be helpful to provide a quick co-op 101, as cooperatives are a unique form of business you may have not experienced anywhere else. Did you know that as a HomeWorks member, you're not only a customer of your co-op, but also an owner? That's right, we're a not-for-profit utility service owned by you and about 23,000 of your neighbors across rural mid-Michigan. In fact, It was members just like you in Eaton, Ingham, and Jackson counties who first formed the co-op over 80 years ago in 1937. At that time, as electricity was galvanizing big cities and metropolitan areas, rural mid-Michigan residents and farmers felt left behind by the big electric companies. Those investor-owned companies didn't see enough profit to serve the less densely populated areas with power. Needing electricity to power their farms, a group of rural residents took matters into their own hands, formed Tri-County Electric, and the rest is history. Over 8 decades later, we're still solely committed to serving your needs. And that's really the gist of the co-op difference, that focus on you. We don't have to answer to some faraway investors, so we can listen to you, our members. Our only mission is to provide you with reliable energy, comfort, and communication solutions that enhance your quality of life. We've done that since 1937 with electricity, and just over 20 years ago, we added propane service to the mix. Now, after seeing a real need throughout our community, we've added high-speed fiber internet. We'll talk a bit more about all those services later. First, I want to quickly highlight another thing that really sets your co-op apart, which is our concern for the communities that we serve. Our board of directors and employees all live right here within our rural mid-Michigan footprint. And that means we care very much about the communities that we serve. We try to do all we can to make a positive impact for those people who live here, especially those people who are in need. One of the most important ways we try to fulfill that goal here at HomeWorks is through our Tri-County People Fund. Our People Fund has granted $2.3 million to families and organizations in need throughout our service territory since 1993. Recent People Fund grants in this area include contributions to the Richland Township Library and 2 Montcalm County families, one for housing expenses and one to help cover dental expenses. Your People Fund is made possible by those of you who voluntarily round up your monthly electric bill to the nearest dollar. And I want to thank you sincerely. That contribution equals an average of just $6 per member per year, but your spare change really adds up to help fulfill a need in our community. Our People Fund board of 7 volunteers, one from each of our districts, works very hard to make sure each grant request is considered with care. Here in District 4, your People Fund director is Lisa Johnson. I'd like to personally thank Lisa for the time and compassion she puts into the service on the People Fund board. Lisa, the work that you and your fellow board members do impacts hundreds of lives in our communities every year, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you. There'll be more to come on the People Fund's impact later in the program. For now, I want to wrap up my welcome by touching on the challenging year we've all just come through together. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected every aspect of business here at HomeWorks. But more importantly, I know it has deeply impacted your lives. Some of you have been put into a tough financial situation by the loss of a job. Others have dealt with isolation, sickness, and quarantine in your family, while still others, worst of all, have lost loved ones to the virus. All I can say is that my heart and the hearts of everyone here at HomeWorks truly go out to you. What strengthens me and gives me great hope for the future is the overwhelming unity that I've witnessed throughout this pandemic. I know there's a lot of division and brokenness to be found if you look at the outside world. But here in co-op country, I believe we've come together like never before during this challenging time. Our first responders and medical professionals have sacrificed their own health and so much more to keep us safe. Our teachers have found a way to make sure our children receive a quality education in the face of unprecedented challenges. Volunteers at local food banks and other charities have stepped up to serve more people in need than ever before. And heroes every day across our service territory have gone above and beyond the call of duty to help their neighbors pull through the pandemic. All of these acts of selflessness embody the cooperative spirit, and that's how I know we're going to be okay. Cooperatives were built for times like this. We know that a challenge is just an opportunity to grow and get better. We've gotten through the past 15 months together, and we will continue to work together as a team, everyone doing their part, until soon we come out the other side better and stronger than before. We all are a part of a cooperative, and that's just what we do. You're probably aware that our lobbies are currently closed to help ensure your safety and ours during this stage of the pandemic. But our drive-through and phone lines are open, and our office and field employees are working diligently and safely to serve your needs. If you're struggling to pay your bill as a result of the pandemic or have any other COVID-related concern, please call us and we will do our absolute best to help you. All right, I'll be back with a brief operations update in a few minutes. First, you need to conduct your annual business meeting. Let's quickly review the purpose of this meeting. We ask you to come to your district meeting each year, first, to conduct the business of the cooperative. Second, to elect delegates to our annual meeting in August. And third, to elect district officers who run these meetings and serve as your nominating committee every 3 years. Speaking of our annual meeting, we are tentatively planning to hold an in-person event on the morning of Saturday, August 21st in Mount Pleasant. Last year's annual meeting had to be postponed to coincide with this year's meeting due to the pandemic. But we are monitoring the public health situation and are hoping it will be in a good place by this summer to allow us to meet in person. Our annual meeting delegates and alternates will receive more information on that in the mail in the coming months as we solidify our plans. Now let's bring up your district officers to conduct your annual business meeting. The bylaws provide us with a suggested agenda. Remember, this business meeting is when you will use the chat box to type in a motion or a second and the raise hand button to support or oppose a motion. Your chair, Lisa Johnson, will now come up to conduct the business meeting. Lisa?
Good evening. I'm Lisa Johnson, and I've been your district chair for, I'm not sure how many years, but for a while. Homeworks Executive Assistant Michelle Hune just informed me that we do have a quorum with the 88 member households in attendance tonight. Thank you for taking the time to log on. Let's start our business meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now we'll have our secretary, Elaine Rossman, take care of our next agenda item.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening. The notice of the meeting, the proof of the mailing, and 2019 minutes are on pages 4 and 5 of the booklet that was available to download by the email you received from Homeworks regarding this meeting. I move that we dispense with the reading of these and accept them as presented.
Can I get a second? Our moderator tells me we have a motion and a second to accept the notice of meeting, the proof of mailing, and the minutes from our last meeting as presented. All those in favor, raise your hand. Now, all those opposed, raise your hand. Motion carried. Typically, at our in-person district meetings, we ask members as they register at the door if they would like to serve as a delegate to our annual meeting that year. Since we are not able to do that this year with the virtual format, the Homeworks management team has recommended that our delegates from our last meeting in 2019 serve as annual meeting delegates again this year. We will also allow anyone not on the 2019 list who is interested in attending this year's annual meeting to sign up as an additional delegate. Is there a motion to reuse the 2019 voting delegate list? Can I get a second? It has been moved and seconded to approve the delegates. All those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? All opposed, please raise your hand also. Motion carried. If there is anyone here tonight who is not already on the list but interested in becoming a delegate for this year, please contact Homeworks Executive Assistant Michelle Hune at the email address or phone number on the screen now. Mr. O'Neill, please come forward for the election of district officers.
Thank you, Lisa. First, let me remind you what your volunteer district officers do for your cooperative. The chair runs the annual membership meeting, as Lisa is doing here tonight. The vice chair steps in if the chair is not available. The secretary reads the notice of mailing and calls for approval of the minutes from the previous year's meeting, as Elaine did this evening. Every 3 years, the officers also serve as the nominating committee when your district's board seat comes up for election. That was their job last year. Your district chair is Lisa Johnson. Lisa has indicated that she would agree to serve as district chair again. If there are any other nominations from the floor, please enter their name into the chat box now. Okay, if there are no other nominations, I would entertain a motion to re-elect Lisa Johnson as district chair. Our moderator says we have a motion. Do we have a second? It has been moved and seconded to re-elect Lisa Johnson as chair. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed, please raise your hand. The motion has carried. Your district vice chair is Glenn Keebler. Glenn has indicated he would agree to serve as district vice chair again. Are there any other nominations from the floor? If not, I would entertain a motion to re-elect Glenn Keebler as district vice chair. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? It has been moved and seconded to re-elect Glenn Keebler as vice chair. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed, please raise your hand. The motion is carried. Your district secretary is Elaine Rossman. Elaine has indicated that she would agree to serve as district secretary again. Are there any other nominations from the floor? If not, I would entertain a motion to re-elect Elaine Rossman as district secretary. We have a motion. Do we have a second? It has been moved and seconded to elect Elaine Rossman as secretary. All those in favor, please raise your hand now. Those opposed, please raise your hand now. The motion has carried. Congratulations, and thanks to all of you. I'll now turn it back over to Lisa.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. One item of new business is choosing the location of next year's meeting, if it is able to be held in person. Is there a motion to hold it at Montebello Junior Senior High School again, as in the past? We have a motion. A second? And all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, now those opposed, please raise your hand. Motion carried. Is there any other business to come before this district? If not, I will accept a motion to adjourn. We have a motion. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay, all those opposed, please raise your hand. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Now, if you've attended your district meeting in the past, you know now is the time we would typically bring up our employees in the front of the room to introduce them to you. Obviously, with this virtual format, we're not going to do those introductions, but I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to recognize the 102 employees who make up the Homeworks team. These talented men and women continue to amaze me every day. with their insights, skills, and dedication to doing whatever it takes to serve you well. Even in the face of a pandemic, they've continued to find a way to deliver the same reliable services that you've come to expect from us. And as your CEO, I couldn't be more proud of them. Thank you, Homeworks employees. Remember, if you have a question, there will be time after the program for me to address it. Just type your question in at any time using the Zoom Q&A box, and our moderator will get it to me during the question and answer session. I told you earlier about the Tri-County Electric People Fund and how it has made a big difference in our communities. We have a couple other community programs that help make a big difference at home too. This year, we made over $30,000 in Touchstone Energy Classroom Technology grants to 23 local classrooms, including grants here in District 4 to Vestaburg High School for podcasting equipment and Vestaburg Middle School for STEM kits. We've also awarded a $1,000 Touchstone Energy College Scholarship to 15 high school students in our service territory, including Riley McKenna from Lakeview High School right here in District 4. And finally, we've also granted a $1,000 utility technician scholarship to Alex Beard of Portland to help him attend the Alpena Community College Lineman Program. We let you know about these programs each year through our Country Lines magazine, our website, and our Facebook page. And we hope you'll tell your family members or neighbors who might qualify in the future. We love any opportunity to support our local students and teachers. As you know, the pandemic has caused a greater need than ever before throughout our service territory. We've tried to help meet that need over the past year with some extra grants, donations, and community outreach whenever we've had the chance. To highlight some of those giving opportunities, we put together a quick community impact video that we think you'll enjoy.
Concern for community. It's one of the 7 guiding principles that the cooperative business model was founded upon. And here at Homeworks, it's a principle we strive to embody every day in every way that we can. You see, we don't just do business here in rural mid-Michigan. We live here, and we genuinely care about the communities we serve. With the pandemic bringing about more dire financial hardship and a deeper need throughout our service territory, we have made it our mission to give even more. With your support, in the past 12 months, we have been able to give over $140,000 to our neighbors in need. That includes $65,000 in People Fund grants to local families and organizations, $30,000 in Touchstone Energy Classroom STEAM grants supporting our local schools, $15,000 in college scholarships to students who live on our lines, $15,000 to support local food banks and family resource organizations through the CoBank Sharing Success Program, and over $15,000 in other community outreach opportunities. Thank you for your support of these programs. Together, we're making a difference. That's part of what makes us a cooperative, and you can rest assured that Homeworks will never stop caring about you and your community.
That really makes you feel good. And I have to point out that we couldn't have made that impact in our communities without your support. Thank you for your patronage, for rounding up your bill for the People Fund, and for all the other ways in which you uplift our giving programs. You're making a big difference for your neighbors in need. Moving on to our financials, you'll find a detailed report on pages 8 and 9 and 12 and 13 of your district meeting booklet. As you can see, your co-op is continuing to grow slowly and steadily with a net of 221 new active meters in the past 12 months. Energy sales are also up slightly from last year, with a 4% increase in kilowatt hour sales over 2019. Our overall financial numbers are strong, and I'm proud to report that the financial status of both the cooperative and our subsidiary is very healthy. I mentioned earlier that you're part owner of Homeworks. Did you know that that means you get a share in our profits? That's right. as part of being a co-op member, that means that when we have an operating margin, that money gets allocated back to you, the members, as capital credits based on your share of electricity purchases during the year. In fact, you should see that allocation from 2020 on your bill statement this month. That allocation of margins helps make up our equity in the co-op. Our bylaws call for us to use those funds as needed as operating capital for the cooperative. Then, during years that your board deems the financial status of the co-op will allow it, we retire some of our capital credits and return them to you, typically as a credit on your bill. So far, we have returned over $24 million in member equity to you and your neighbors. Your board voted not to make a capital credit retirement this year due to the significant capital we're investing in the electric system hardening and our deployment of the fiber internet network to benefit all of our members. But don't worry, that equity is yours, and you can expect it to be returned to you in the future, even if you move off of our lines. Okay, I just mentioned the work we've been putting into our electric system, so now is a great time for an electric reliability update. I'm excited to report to you that your power has been over 99.95% reliable in 2020. That is in large part due to the investment we've made to harden our electric system against wind and storms in order to prevent outages before they happen. We've implemented a regular cycle of checking our rights-of-ways and clearing trees away from our lines, which makes a huge difference in your reliability, since trees are by far the #1 cause of outages. We're also working to upgrade and move circuits closer to roads for easier access. That helps us respond quicker when you do have an outage. And we have recently replaced hundreds of our aging poles. Much of the pole replacement that has been part of what we call our make-ready work for the construction of our fiber internet network. Since our fiber network follows our electric lines, the work we do to prepare and upgrade the system for fiber naturally benefits the electric system as well. We're seeing the difference too, with areas where our fiber internet has been deployed seeing far fewer outages during storms. This is great, because it means that our fiber deployment is benefiting each and every member, even if you don't sign up for our Homeworks Connect high-speed internet service. Speaking of Homeworks Connect, I know a lot of you are excited about this service, so I want to give you a quick update on our progress. Here in District 4, many of the zones in your area were connected in Phase 3, which was completed last year. This means many of our members in your area are already connected to Homeworks Connect. The remaining zones in your district will be connected in Phase 5, which should begin next year. And that's very exciting. We continue to get positive feedback from those of you who have been connected to this service. We currently have over 5,200 Homeworks Connect subscribers, and those members tell us that they're very happy with the exceptional speed, reliability, and customer service they're experiencing. As a Homeworks Connect customer myself, I can tell you that the service definitely delivers for my family of 5. No matter how many devices my wife, 3 sons, and I throw at it, our speed and reliability hold up with no worries about connection issues or lagging of any kind. That's important because, as you know, quality rural broadband access has become even more vital than ever before over the past year. We're proud to be answering that need for members like you, and we're working as quickly as possible to complete our fiber build-out to our northern service territory. We're currently in Phase 4 of a 5-phase construction plan, and we're also well underway in the engineering of Phase 5. We have built out a total of 1,150 mainline miles to date, which reflects an incredible amount of work on behalf of our fiber team and our contractors. And we're currently connecting dozens of homes to this service per week. One thing some of our members don't realize is that Homeworks Connect also offers reliable and affordable home phone service. You can receive a bundle discount if you have both our internet and phone service, but you can also sign up for our phone service separately without Homeworks Connect internet. So if you're not a Homeworks Connect customer yet, and you're looking to upgrade your home internet or phone service, please give our fiber team a call or visit join.homeworksconnect.org. We'd love to connect with you. All right. Let's move on to another type of technology, electric vehicles. As EVs continue to become more prevalent, I know a lot of you may be wondering about them and considering their potential for your household. To answer some of those questions, we've got a quick video for you featuring our energy advisor and resident electric vehicle specialist, Brandon Treeweiler, and our very own all-electric Chevy Bolt.
How are we doing today, Homeworks members? Today, we're going to talk about 5 fast facts around electric vehicles. My name is Brandon Truweiler, Energy Advisor, and let's get started. Fact 1. Today, we're going to talk about the operating costs of the electric vehicle. Most electric vehicles are going to cost right around 3 cents a mile to operate. Now, the equivalent of a gas-powered 4-door sedan with the equivalent of 34 to 35 miles per gallon is going to cost anywhere to 8 to 8.5 cents per mile. Fact 2, we're going to start talking about the range of some of these electric vehicles. The Chevy Bolt that you see behind me has actually got an estimated range of 240 miles. And that is really just scratching at the surface of what some of these manufacturers are doing. Certain models like Tesla easily get over 300 miles off a full charge. Fact 3, these electric vehicles can easily be charged in your own garage with a simple 240 volt charger. And really, with some of the range of some of these electric vehicles, 90% of all charging happens in your own garage. Now, there is a nationwide network of DC fast charging stations and level 2 public charging stations that can be easily found through apps that can be downloaded to your smartphone. Fact 4, maintenance cost. Now, some of our members still feel like electric vehicles are too expensive compared to gas-powered vehicles, but really, when you look at the maintenance cost of owning an electric vehicle, no oil changes, less moving parts, and then you also have a federal tax incentive that helps offset the initial cost of an electric vehicle. With all those factors, really, they're very comparable to a gas-powered vehicle. Fact 5, what is Homeworks Tri-County doing? Right now, we have a $500 level 2 charging incentive for our residential members. And also this year, we're also looking at deploying a network of level 2 charging stations within our service territory. So there it is, the 5 fast facts on electric vehicles. Please, if you want more information, go to homeworks.org, select on the EV page, or always call us. We'd always be more than happy to help.
As your electric cooperative, we want to be a trusted resource that you can come to with any questions you have about electric vehicles. So please, if you're looking for more information, give our office a call and we will connect you directly to Brandon. Electric vehicles are a great example of beneficial electrification, which is replacing direct fossil fuel use such as gasoline with electricity in a way that reduces overall emissions and energy costs. Our power supplier, Wolverine Power Cooperative, helped us come up with a number of additional rebates to help you make these beneficial choices as part of their continued focus on clean energy while keeping your power costs stable. As you can see in the Homeworks Energy rebate chart on the screen, these incentives can help you save on putting a heat pump in your home, a vehicle charger in your garage, and more. Beneficial electrification can be a great way to save on your energy bills and help the environment at the same time. So we hope you'll consider taking advantage of these great rebates. You can read more about how to qualify on the energy efficiency page of our website, homeworks.org. So I just mentioned Wolverine Power's focus on clean energy. As a Homeworks member, you can be proud that Michigan Electric Cooperatives powered by Wolverine lead the state in providing electricity that is over 60% carbon-free and nearly 20% renewable. That's just another benefit of being a member of a cooperative, where we care about much more than just the bottom line. I want to wrap up my update by telling you about another great service that we offer, which is Tri-County Propane. In 2020, this subsidiary grew its customer base to a total of 4,094 customers. For over 20 years, our propane crews have done an exceptional job of delivering great value to customers in our area with dependable propane at competitive prices. Again, this year, we kept our promise of guaranteed capped rates, even with colder weather over the winter months. Our drivers worked hard, no matter how cold the temperatures dropped or how deep the snow got, to make sure none of our autofill customers ran out of propane. And our experienced and highly trained propane customer service team worked to provide an incredible level of service beyond compare. Even if you don't use our propane service, you're still benefiting from Tri-County Propane. The continually growing business pays dividends to the cooperative, which helps build our equity and keep your co-op financially strong and healthy. That's good for all of us. If you rely on propane service for your home or business, but haven't given Tri-County Propane a try, I encourage you to check us out. We offer great options like 24-hour service, a budget plan, autofill and metered service, and more, all with the same reliability you've come to expect from HomeWorks. We're currently running a limited time special offer for new propane customers. Please give us a call if you're interested in learning more about that and hearing how Tri-County Propane can deliver for you. So that was a quick look at the past year at your co-op. As you can see, it's been a busy year, and as challenging as it's also been very productive. Our employees work hard every day to make you their priority, whether they're building power lines, installing fiber internet, delivering propane, or answering your calls throughout this pandemic and beyond. I can promise you, we will always maintain that commitment to you and providing you with reliable utility services that enhance your quality of life. Now, we're going to answer some of your questions before wrapping up with the most exciting part of the night, our prize giveaways. If you have a question that you'd like me to try to address tonight, please type it in using the Q&A function. Our moderator will pass it along to me, and we've received a few questions from attendees prior to tonight's meeting during the registration process, so I'll answer those now. So the first question here is, how long until HomeWorks Connect is in my area? And the majority, as we mentioned earlier, the majority of District 4 was connected in phase 3, and we will be completing our fiber construction by the end of 2022. And at that time, we hope to have the majority of our membership connected to our fiber internet service. The next question here is, please comment on the Montcalm Wind project and the need for clean energy. The Montcalm Wind project is a project that is done by an investor-owned utility, and that's not something that your co-op is directly involved in. A lot of the renewable assets or wind energy assets that Wolverine has reside in the thumb of Michigan. But Wolverine is continually focused on increasing its renewable or clean energy portfolio. In many cases, that doesn't include wind because of local zoning ordinances. So right now, Wolverine and its member cooperatives are pursuing various opportunities with regard to solar energy. The next question here was, when do estate payouts take place? Estate retirements are done on an annual basis and are authorized by your board of directors. A estate retirement was just authorized last month and will be paid out over the next couple months to those who had applied for retirements through the end of January of this year. The next question here kind of goes along with the turbine or wind project discussion. It says, how do we keep companies like Apex out of our area? They're promoting putting up wind turbines for DTE. Why would we do that? DTE does not provide electricity in our area. Thank you for your efforts. Very pleased with your service. The first question is, how do we keep companies like Apex out of your area? And probably the most simplistic way to answer this is to point to local ordinances. And that would mean local townships, counties, and zoning boards who approve and or deny permits for the construction and operation of wind turbines in your area. Why would we want or promote turbines in your area? That is a local decision, and one that we understand can be complex and can also be a little bit non-agreeable to some folks. And so we understand that. Again, I would point you to your local township, county, and zoning boards in order to pursue that issue further. Are there any other questions that you have? That concludes our questions here. Thank you so much for those thoughtful questions. If I didn't get to your question, please know that we will follow up with you individually to address your concern. Thank you all for your attendance at our first ever virtual district meeting tonight. We love the opportunity to update you, and we look forward to being able to meet with you in person very soon. Until then, please stay well, stay safe, and stay healthy. Now let's give away some big prizes. Executive Assistant Michelle Hoon and Human Resource Manager Angel McCliggett are going to come up now and draw our raffle winners. Good luck.
All right, let's draw some prize winners. We're going to start small and work our way up to the big prizes. So let's get started with some $25 Homeworks bill credits. We're going to give away 5 of those this evening. Angel's drawing them out here for us. All right. Okay. Our first winner this evening is Todd Gardner of Edmore. Next, we have James Snyder of Edmore. Next is James Gloden of Crystal. The next $25 winner is Ruth Perkins of Stanton. And Jeff Bokave of Six Lakes. All right, next we're going to move on to some 4 $50 bill credits. The first $50 winner is Mike Waite of Coral. Tracy Reed of Vestaburg. Megan Booth of Coral. And Carol Smith of Crystal. Congratulations on your bill credits. Part of caring for our communities is supporting local businesses. So we're going to give away a $50 gift certificate to Farm Country Cheese House in Lakeview. Yum. And they happen to be a Homeworks member right here in District 4. And that winner is, let's see, Robert Moore of Lakeview. Next prize we're going to give away this evening is a smartwatch. And that is for Tamara Rezague of Lakeview. I apologize if I didn't say that quite right.
It's no Smith.
It's not a Smith. Our next prize is going to be a Nest thermostat. That winner is Janice Jordan of Edmore. Now we're going to give away an Echo Show device. And that winner is Donald Sheneman of Lakeview. Now we're going to draw for an Apple iPad. And that winner is Randy Zellinger of Riverdale. Congratulations. All right, next up is a Ring doorbell. That winner is Catherine Killinger of Lakeview. Next up, we have a robot vacuum.
It's our favorite one.
Yes, it is. Cleaned your house for you.
That's right. Should remember.
And the winner of this is Laverne Hansen of Edmore. And our last prize of the evening is our big one. It's for a 55-inch TV. That's for Diane Steer of Vestaburg. Congratulations. All right, that's it for our prizes. Congratulations to all of our winners. If you won a bill credit tonight, it will be automatically credited to your account. If you won another prize, we'll follow up with you very soon to make a plan to get the prize to you. Don't forget to turn in your bingo cards by May 26th by mail or email. Thank you for attending your District 4 meeting and have a good night. Good night.